I want to share an experiment I've been working on. I want to get all of my game and front end code off of Windows. And so I've redesigned a few things and also added some new features that are pretty handy, I think. Basically, I kind of took a step back and thought about different ways that configuration information gets saved by programs. If you look at things like MAME and Final Fight, you end up having multiple configuration formats to save different things. You have general game settings, video options, all that kind of stuff in an INI file, and then you have uh, input bindings saved in a CFG file because they tend to be more complicated, and you can't just have a simple one-to-one mapping of a value. And if you try to do things like input bindings in INI files, you end up with lame delimiters and other stupid bullshit like that. And so I said, okay, this is stupid. I don't want to save all this shit in different formats. What can I do? And so what I did was put together a cross-platform configuration utility that lets me store all of the game's configuration information in an SQL-like database. And so now I have these new configuration utilities that basically let you save all of that configuration stuff that you used to have to change in an INI file just in like a nice little GUI that's going to be cross-platform here. And what's nice about this is like you don't have to actually know what all these magic numbers mean anymore. Like if you want to warp to a specific stage in the game, you don't have to know what the magic number for the stage anymore is. You can actually select it in the list. So for example, here, I'm just going to go, scroll down to Bay Area, that stage, and that's it. And it just works. Like you don't have to actually know that. And you get validation built into this as well, which is really nice. You don't have to worry about typing in the wrong thing anymore. So that's really awesome. Um, and what's really awesome about all this stuff too is that see how there's like a language section now? And so I built out a really comprehensive and awesome way to make all the language in the game, all of it, user configurable, meaning that if there's a character of text in the game, you can edit it now. And what's awesome about this is that even like the number of languages has been unlocked. Before there used to be a fixed number of languages supported. You'd say English, Spanish, Greek, whatever. Now you can configure as many different language variation types as you want, and they don't even actually have to be different languages as much as just an alternate set of text for different things. For example, if you say, you know what, I don't like how this guy rewrote the script for the game. I want it to be like the original arcade. You could actually do that. So let me show you just an example here. If I go into manage language types, I can add a new one, and I can say arcade original, right? And I can actually copy the existing values from one of the languages that are already in the database. So I can just say, okay, I'm going to make a new type of language, and I'm going to copy all the values from English. So now I have this new type of language. So now I can actually have a variation of all of the language in the game, and I can just easily configure it. Like check out how crazy this is. Like for example, the language for saving, one of the menu options. I can change it from save to, do it now. And I can just edit any of this stuff. I can change cancel to bail out. And like I said, it's any of this stuff. Instead of yes, I can make it say Yavul. Instead of, no, I can make it say, nah, bitch. Whatever, right? I mean, you can make this thing, do anything you want. Even the title of the game that appears in the toolbar when the game is running in windowed mode, you could change it from Final Fight to something else. Everything is configurable, and the front end specific options are configurable separately from the other stuff. So instead of play in the menu, it can say it's go time. In the language pairs here, instead of game over, I can make it say you blow. Instead of push start, I can make it say pile it on. Instead of player select, I can make it say pick dude spelled incorrectly. You can even change like the names of characters if you want to. It's all every single piece of text in the goddamn game is configurable. Like it's insane. Like everything is configurable. So and even like by the palette of the character. So for example, I can say that like the orange palette guy, I'm gonna change his name to dude. Whatever, right? I mean, just you can configure the credits of the game. Everything is configurable. There's no exceptions. Every piece of text in the game is completely user configurable now. So now that I did all these things, let's launch the game, see what we got. And so notice how we're starting at the Bay Area stage because that's what I selected. And notice that if I pick Guy here, he's called Guy right now, but that's because the language was still set to English. But notice how if I go into the configuration options and I can actually select this new language type I created to Arcade Original. Now look at what happens when I change that. See, all this stuff it changed. It's go time now instead of all this stuff changed. And then I go back into the configuration options. See how it changed to do it now for save. And if I go into the video options, see how this stuff changed from yes and no to Yavul and Nabich. See, like every single thing in the game is completely configurable. It'll figure everything out for you. Everything will just magically get. I mean, look at even the background in the player select stage. I mean, it even resizes the buildings so that everything perfectly fits that text that was arbitrarily typed in. And notice how when I pick Guy now, like you'll see his name has been changed to dude because we changed the language. Everything is completely configurable, no exceptions. It's pretty fucking badass. As boring as language and text is.